And some of the cows still on the top of the hill because they didn't have time to get underneath when the rains came. Hare Krishna. Then, one more song. Who did not sing this morning yet? Who did not lead this morning? You. Devananda. Good morning.
Devananda and Pandita.
Devananda and Pandita.
And Madhukrishna and
Anu Krishna.
And Gopal?
Just now let. Okay, and Saraswati?
No.
So, okay, we're not going to sing 6 or 7 songs. Unfortunately, I mean, we're happy too, but...
Devananda Prabhu has a favorite song.
Dayamita. And what else?
Prabhu Kavilan.
Okay, there you are. So, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu and Hare Krishna, it's on the wall behind. And then Prabhu Kavi.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
ইহা জপকিয়া সবে করিয়া নির্বাণ
হইতে সবে সিদ্ধি হইবে সবার
ইহা হইতে সব সিদ্ধি হইবে সবার সাবধান বলো ইতে বিধি নাহি আর
Jayane ki bhajane ki bhajarane
Anisha Chinta Krishna bolo bhajane Ama prati sneha jarita ke sabakara Krishna vina ke hati chuna boli deyara Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare And because we are here in the songbook and here together, we can sing also Nagara Brahmiyama Gora Elo Gore. Nagara Brahmiyama Gora Elo Gore. Gora Elo Gore Ama Nita Elo Gore. Dhuladhari Shachimata Gora Kole Kore Anandete Bhakta Gana Hari Hari Bole. And this we've been talking about parikramas. It's been all the time we're talking parikramas. We've been talking about Navadvip parikrama, different parikramas recently. This traditionally after Navadvip parikrama, coming back to the mat, covered in sweat, covered in the dust of the holy Dham, and with no energy until we start to sing this, and then everyone jumping up and down and happily arriving in the mat and the concluding kirtan of the parikrama. And Pandita knows it very well. We'll ask Rasamoy Pandita to read it. Thank you. Spirited kirtan, the spirit of Harinam Sankirtan, and the parikrama of Navadvip Dham, and the remembrance of Mahaprabhu, the remembrance of Nityananda, Jiva Goswami, the remembrance of so many who have led the way on Navadvip Dham parikrama.
Nagara Brahmiya Yamar Gorayelo Gore
Nagara Brahmiya
Nagara Brahmiya Yamar Gorayelo Gore Hari
Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari. All right. So you've just gone to Ireland. So Nagara Brahmiya, wandering around the towns. Amar Gaura, my Gauranga, not just Gauranga, my Gauranga. Elo Ghore came to his house, came to the house. Gaura Elo, Gauranga came to the house, Ghore, and Amar Nitai, my Nityananda. So my Gauranga came, my Nityananda. Nitai Elo Ghore came to the house. Then Dhula, dust, Dhuli, dust, Dhula, dust, and Jhari, cleaned off. Jharu is the broom they sweep, not with a handle and all made in China, but made in Navadip, just with the reeds or dry reed things, sweep, sweep, sweep. Anyway, that's a Jharu, but Jhari, dusting off. So Dhula, dust, Jhari, Shachi Mata, Mahaprabhu's mum, Shachi Devi, cleaned off from Gaura. Gaura, Kole, Kole, and Kole is the lap. So this tall Mahaprabhu, I know it's inconceivable, sitting on the lap of his mother, and she's dusting off all the dust from him. And Anandete Bhaktagane, gain great joy, the devotee section. Hari, Hari, Bole. Hari, Hari, chanted. So beautiful. This is the conclusion of the Navadip Dham Parikrama. But, I mean, each day, but then they'll go under the shower and wash off all the dust and come into the Nat Mandir. And then evening program. By that time, most days it's the evening program. Second day is not. Second day is short, is a short day. They have breakfast outside in the school playing fields, straight on after Paramatala. Then on the left, some school playing fields. They have breakfast outside, and it is breakfast, because the first day, usually, Navadip Dham Parikrama starts on Ekadashi, and starts on the first day when it's actually hot. Krishna's little plan for the devotees. So it's Ekadashi, fasting, and it's the first day when it's like positively hot in the year. Spring comes, but heat comes often this day. Anyway, they're fasting. It means Ekadashi fasting, no breakfast, but they take lunch on that day at the Jagannath temple, way down along that road in Mayapur. After this temple, darshan, parikrama, parikrama. Then late breakfast on an Ekadashi day in the mango garden behind the Jagannath temple, far down the road, and then come back to the temple. 97% cheating, not cheating. Yukta Viragya we mentioned yesterday, coming back by rickshaw, and 3% coming back by walking through Simantadip and returning to Navadip by walking and boat, because you can't walk across the water. Well, maybe some can. But anyway, that's the first day. Then second day, then is half a day, because they go to Navadip town, to Briddha Shiva, to different places, to Mahaprabhu's deity of Vishnu Priya, and other places, and then have breakfast, and then some Shiva temples, different places, and Jagannath Das Babaji's Samadhi. It is near the ghat, right? Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj's Samadhi near the ghat, yes. And then coming back to the temple, so it's half a day. Then they'll chant this. When they come back, then it will be the lunchtime. But the rest of the days, next day it is going to Madhyadi going to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, crossing the bridge, and then going all the way to the left when they cross the bridge, going to Sarupganj, going to Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, places there, then around to Harihara Kshetra, different temples, Nrsimhapalli, and then 97% take the bus back. And 3%, remembering Siddhanti Maharaj, Chidananda recently his disappearance day, he will make it all the way back. And we have also done in our lifetimes, I think like one, I can't say perfect, but one, probably more than one, probably 2 or 3. When we are young, the actual everyday, fully on the feet parikrama. Yes, we've done, 2 at least. We don't want to stretch it more than 2. 2 out of 27 years. Oh dear, it's not a very good record, is it? But we have done, and one of the most painful parikramas I've ever been on was coming back from Nrsimhapalli the year the bridge was made, and you can cross by foot, but it was not open to the public. They were still doing some, for the trucks and vehicles. And so from Nrsimhapalli to the bridge, they just sprayed the road with these grit, the tiny pebbles. And it was very painful. And because they kind of sprayed the gravel, because they sprayed the gravel everywhere, it was also over the grass on each side, so you can't walk on the grass. And that time there's no buses, and nothing is going down the road because it doesn't go anywhere. It goes to the bridge, but that's it. There's no bus why take a bus to a bridge? Anyway, so there's no traffic on the road, so also the gravel wasn't squashed down, it wasn't smooth. So that was one austerity we have done, walking back from Nrsimhapalli that year.
You were all barefoot.
Oh yes, barefoot, absolutely. Even we may not have had any shoes at that time, because Krishna did relieve some of us of all of our possessions. We think we are renounced. Krishna can make us more renounced if he wants. And on the night train to Navadip, little mercy, going to Navadip with no bag and baggage. Okay. So that's the 3rd day, and then the 4th day is the day that goes down to Samudraga, this journey, Champahati, the Champaka flower gardens that were there formerly.
Oh yeah, right.
Out to the temple, turn right, and then we go across the railway level crossing.
Yes.
Then the first part is by road, and quite a long way by road, but after that it goes really beautiful into the rice fields, and you can't, it's a big gathering, and you can't be 10 people, you can be maximum maybe 3 people, and like that. It's a pathway through the rice fields, and when you see from it's not a road, the farm track where we go and take the breakfast prasad, that day is in a field. They take breakfast prasad where the parikram path comes and joins that farm track. Then there's a place there. So we are going with the breakfast in the back of the truck, and then we go there. But seeing from that track is really quite magnificent. Long, must be more than 1 kilometer long of devotees, like snaking along on the parikrama. And one year I did set up a tripod, and I'm not sure where that would be. I just set up a tripod where the devotees are coming out from that, crossing all those fields and coming to the path. And it must have been at least 20 minutes, the camera standing there just with devotees passing by and waving to the camera, just the camera sitting there by itself. It was happy, very happy. And then from there too, what we heard here or somewhere very recently, we're going to Vidyanagar, where Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's brother lived, and where all the Vedas are manifest in Vidyanagar. amazing place. Read Navadip Dharma happening. And then from Vidyanagar and other places we come to Vrindavan Das Thakur's appearance place. And when we, and then now they've done building everywhere. So now they have some building there. Before we take prasadam in their compound, which was just open compound. But then more and more, every year more devotees come. And their compound was not big enough, and so we had prasadam, served prasadam in their compound and in a nearby field, and always full. One thing in India, you can always get plenty of faithful persons who are faithful in prasadam to come and honor prasadam. And anyway, they come for prasadam, and then again, 97% of the devotees engage in yukti vairagya and get on a bus and go back. The last 3%, including Siddhanta Maharaj, are doing kirtan, naga sankirtan back to the temple. And then that's the last day of the parikrama. And then is going to be the Gaura Purnima day, when you don't want to go out. If you do go out, you're going to get covered in color. And maybe a little violently in Navadip. Violently means naughty boys being naughty boys and rubbing the colour into you just to make sure transaction is complete. But we were saying how in Vrindavan and Mathura, I think it's already begun, this holy. It's something which is ununderstandable to us, and maybe ununderstandable to anybody, but it's a happy festival which apparently has got its origin in Krishna Lila. So we'll be happy to think of that. But there is a difference between Vrindavan. There's no difference between Vrindavan and Navadip. Okay, but on the external side, there is a difference in the mood of the holy, the throwing of color. In Navadip, it's only on Gaurapanima morning. And supposedly, after noon, after lunch, they're not meant to throw any more color. But if they've got some color left, and you're a foreigner, you may well find that you are a good use for the remaining color. But in Mathura and Vrindavan and that whole area, they have an officially organized different villages, different days, different regions, different days, leading up to the Purnima day. And then on that Purnima day, it is Govardhan and Vrindavan. But because it seems everyone likes to do this holy, which is throwing color on other people, then they give everyone the fun of holy by organizing in different places. So if you're going on parikrama, like we do have devotees, different groups of devotees are on parikrama now, it is good to do a little homework and find out where is the holy taking place today. So you can go and join in the fun, or you can decide to go somewhere else, let them have the fun without you. But in Mathura Mandal, it's quite a different mood, and you've got the old, really seeing the like no teeth great-great-grandmas pouring color onto people from the roof of the houses with their big smiles. You can see somehow or another it is an innocent, happy kind of festival. And we could see that repeatedly. It's not just a one-off thing. And one year I had to be in Govardhan on the day before Gaurapanima, and then of course have to be in Vrindavan in our temple on the day of Gaurapanima. So then I think, okay, I'll leave at 4 in the morning, really early in the morning, then I'll get to Vrindavan before everybody starts throwing dye. And so early in the morning, then I already ready the night before, and I go out, and it's 4 in the morning, and I'm thinking, I'll get to Vrindavan, early. And within 20 meters of coming out of there, there are some, you come out of the Govardhan temple and you turn right, just the temple gate, and you turn right. Then there's a little gap of houses, and then there's a row of houses. That very first houses, the children and the old people, all throwing colour on me. So I got 20 meters before I got my reality check. And then all the way people were throwing colour. And you're in the auto rickshaw, so it's not like a car with wind up windows. You're in the auto rickshaw going to Vrindavan from there. And all the villages and everywhere people are throwing colours, and you're in the rickshaw and they're throwing into the rickshaw with the wind blowing. So, good artwork, natural art. And then got to Vrindavan. And then in Vrindavan, right there in Vrindavan, that house, when we were in our guest house, we saw some pictures, or you saw, I'm not sure, but we were on the roof the other day with the devotees of our ashram house, which we called the Sri Rupa Saraswati Sridhar Seva Kunj, given that name by Guru. From that roof, you can see all around. You really can see, get a very good view all around. Yeah. But you get a good view of the neighbour's house on that little road. And there they've got everybody from, like in India, you've got every generation inside one house. And they've got all the old people and the young people. And they're all on the roof of that house, laughing and pouring onto the people passing, like targeting them. And then, and they are happy, and they are happy. Funny festival. But in Navadi...
It is very much fun. It is actually very much fun.
Okay, this is your samskar, your good samskar. I'm still trying to work it out, but we are Jnana Shunya Bhaktas, so we say, okay. But we don't copy the Dhambasis. This is also one of Mahaprabhu's strong emphasis, not to imitate. What they do, we don't do. So we don't go on the roof and laugh as we pour dye onto the pilgrims, not to show aggression and not to think that any of the residents or visitors to the Dharma are ordinary. So we'll be reserved in our behavior. But we will not be angry. That's another thing. If you're angry, like sometimes we've had little, what's called calcitration. There's some word, I don't know. Calcitration. Don't know what the word is now. But you can't be angry at anybody. It's just not allowed. It's not playing the game, as it were. And in Navadi, if you show some like aggression to those naughty boys, we've had strong devotees who've learnt not to mess with the local boys in Abode, because you get a group of them, they're not going to leave you. They're not going to leave you. So not to show any anger. Just like with the traffic lights, if you say thank you to the traffic lights, deal with them gently. Oh, maybe they'll deal with you gently back. No, okay, the traffic lights are insentient, I know. But if we're gentle with the environment, this is Mahaprabhu's teaching. So that we can live in harmony with the outside world. If you just take it gently, then okay, they have some fun, you can understand, okay, I'm the target, thank you very much. But if you be aggressive, you might just find out that wasn't a good idea. And I've seen a riot on the train, by the way, with our sweet devotees, disturbed and showing aggression to a tea wall. You know, with they have the biscuit tin, the biscuit tin opened up, and inside they have the system where there's some holes in the bottom. They have a kerosene burner, they have a kettle inside, and they're giving hot tea to everybody. And we're there, we're starting our pilgrimage, we're on our journey to Vrindavan. And one of our devotees was kind of aggressive to the man, like, we don't drink tea, and this, that, and the other, and kicked his, when he's still kind of there, take tea, because he's trying to sell us tea, and one of them kicked the bucket, not serious, not kick it over or anything like that, but kicked it. And then that caused a riot on the train, a physical riot. So if you just go with the flow, it's okay. And sometimes we consider, and we see it in India, karma seems to be much closer to the surface. If you eat wrong things, some karma quickly comes in the bathroom. And if you do wrong things, some karma quickly comes with some strong reaction from the environment. So good to live following Mahaprabhu's directives, humble, tolerant, give honor to others, not want honor for oneself. And people insult you, okay, thank you. And of course everyone's got some ego, but we have to tolerate. And Gurudev or Guru Maharaj very recently we were hearing saying that with humility we can go through the environment with the least disturbance. But if disturbance still comes, we must tolerate that disturbance. So with humility, we try to not be disturbed by the environment because we've got a higher purpose. We don't want to deal with the environment and be distracted by everything. So with humility, we deal with the environment. But still, if disturbance comes, then we must tolerate that. And this way, some correlation. Sometimes I've been asked also, and it's a fair question, what's the difference between humility and tolerance? But there is a difference. And we can see that answer coming from, I think it was Srila Guru Maharaj who expressed that, but it could have been Srila Gurudev. It was one and the same voice. But at least I know it was Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, or Srila Prabhupada, because that's what we read. And we don't read, we're not reading other things really, because we know that's the gold standard. And if we read anything from anywhere else, we're always thinking, does that fit in with Guru Maharaj and Gurudev? And sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. And then also we can see where we can hear, where we think, okay, these things do fit in. So we want to try to keep ourselves under that umbrella, as Gurudev said, about staying under that umbrella of Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur. And we must say, under that umbrella of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Saraswati Ṭhākur. It is a safe umbrella. And look at all the books and all the articles, all the lectures, talks, videos, all kinds of things. Yes, maybe some of us have gone through everything, but that means we got it all. No, not at all. And then you add now, also mentioning yesterday about the harmonist and all the other things which are, exactly our safe line. As long as the translators are in the safe line, we must be careful in this age where the translation is coming from. And in the future it will be maybe more important to know translated by, etc., etc. So this umbrella, it is our safe place, and it's not that we're being restricted from getting all sorts of other things. There's some treasure here, treasure there. Every treasure is within their lotus feet. Nothing is lacking, and if we see any treasure anywhere else, we'll still be referring back. Is that in line with our masters or not? So if we stay safely without having to analyze, and we don't want to be suspicious of scripture or suspicious of translations. It's not a case of suspicion, but we want to be able to hang on every sentence and every word. And we can do that with Gurudev, Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Saraswati Ṭhākur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur. So, safe journey home. Hare Krishna. Anyway, we were talking about the last of the songs that's sung on the parikrama of Navadip. Then that took us to Navadip down parikrama. And that took us very briefly to day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And actually at our temple it is 4 days of parikrama. Advertised it's 7 days, but there's the gathering, there's the adivas, and then there's the festival also. And there's all the arrangement for the festival. So actually it's more than 7 days, because after the Gaurapanima then we'll also do programs in Hapanya and programs nowadays in Ekachakra, in Vamanpara, but Hapanya has been traditional for many years. And then, of course, then the day after Gaurapanima is the Jagannath Mishra's Mahotsav, Anandotsav of Jagannath Mishra. That's the day after. So this way, it becomes a 10-day and plus festival. And that's coming very soon. And so it is good to be in touch with the mood of the parikramas. And we may be sitting anywhere in the world. There are people sitting in Antarctic. They have some apparently different countries have outposts in the Arctic. They've got these places where they do research, this, that, and the other. And they're posted out there for like 1 year or 2 years. And so you've only got, minus 45 degrees and your cabin kind of thing. But wherever you are, we can transport ourselves to the auspicious places, auspicious Leela. And both place, which we can think during Gaurapanima time, we'll be thinking about Navadip. So the time, same time, but transporting ourselves by place, like we do when we're with devotees. Yesterday was Srila Saraswati Thakur's appearance. In the morning, we were in Govardhan, actually, and in part of their little festival. They're not little festival, they're nice festival in Govardhan. So exactly the same time, but we're transported by place. But we can also be transported by time. And we just were hearing about Mahaprabhu and Nityananda going out on kirtan, coming back covered in dust. Well, I know it's eternal, but it's also from the time of Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. So we can transport ourselves by time and by place. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of transporting us. Very efficient, more efficient than an aeroplane, much more efficient than an aeroplane. It's Chaitanya Charitamrita to transport us to another place. So we must allow ourselves to be transported and get on the right plane every day. If you go to Heathrow Airport, look at all these planes. Every minute or 45 seconds or something, somebody was saying an aeroplane takes off or lands from Heathrow Airport. And so when you go to Heathrow Airport, you've got to get on the right plane. It's not every path takes you to the same goal. Some will take you to this place, some will take you to that place. And you look at the plane names as they're taking off, you can see, okay, this one's going to Ethiopia, this one's going to this place, this one's going to that place. So we need to get on the right plane, so our masters are guiding us to the proper direction, the proper place, and Chaitanya Charitamrita taking us to many places, but transport of place and time, and even not only physical place of this world, but we understand what does transcendental mean. We say very easily, transcendental, spiritual, adhoksaja, aprakrita, all these words. But it's another plane, a plane to another plane. Anyway, another plane means another realm, not physical. Even in this universe, there are the non-physical realms, the upper planetary systems. They don't have blood and bones. It's another realm. But out beyond that is the pure world, which is the Vaikuntha land, crossing the Viraja river, the Vaikuntha land. There is a clock there. It's a very naughty clock because it's going so fast. And time is a material element. So many things we cannot understand. Again, when we see about the creation, then this is created, that's created, and then time is introduced into the world. Time is a material element. Okay, so we didn't reach Chaitanya Charitamrita. I thought we were going to. But there is a question for everyone at home and in here. And the question is, Ke Jabi, Bhāi, Bhava Sindhu Para. Anyone's going to put up their hand? Who will go, oh brother? Who will go? Ke Jabi. Who will go? Who will go? To cross the ocean of material existence. The wealth and great fortune of this age of Kali is the incarnation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he is here, behind the curtain. My Lord Gauranga. We were just singing, my Gauranga, my Nityananda, they're coming. Here, my Lord Gauranga, Amar Gaurangera Ghate Ujjanak Kea Boy. My Lord Gauranga stands at the jetty, the ghat, ready to ferry his servants upstream across the material existence. For how much? How many pounds? No charge. Here you can't. Oh, here you. Okay, no, you can go some places for no charge, between the different terminals at Heathrow Airport. Anyway, for no charge, he will take you across. For no charge, he is immediately taking them. Get on the boat, come. The ferry boat is the holy names of the Lord. And the spiritual master is the captain. The oars are the outstretched arms in the Sankirtan. The favorable wind is divine love for Lord Krishna. And all the fallen souls have been rescued on this boat. Only, it says here, Lochan Das, because he composed it, but he's teaching us. Only we have been left behind. So he's saying only Lochan Das is left behind due to the faults of his own misdeeds. So this is for us.
Is this in the songbook?
Well, I hope so. Ke Jabi, Bhāi. Ke. I'll let them look. Everyone doesn't have to look.
I don't think.
There's no Ke Jabi, Bhāi.
Not yet.
Okay. Well, there is a new songbook in the preparation, and we'll try to speed it along because around the world, everyone's wanting a new songbook. And in the meantime, we can maybe make some arrangement in the temples for. Doesn't have to be a giant screen, but a screen big enough people can read. Then you have the missing songs and things there. But in the meantime, we can hold this up. We can hold it up. Kirtan Guide, English, 10th edition. And page?
This is 7th edition. 7th edition.
That's the 7th edition. Okay, but we're going to make it available for everybody right now. It's on page 144 of the 10th edition, which everyone can have on their phone because it's on the Math website, SCSMath.com, and you can download the book, and there you will have it. So, I have it in my hand. You and I can read from here. Don't have to look anything. We already touched the digital things to get our things out. And somebody can hold this up and just go with the flow. It's quite big enough for everyone to see, even on a relatively small screen like this. And actually on kirtan.site, last night on the London Zoom, we mentioned, but you'll have to scroll it at the time, so you need, I don't know, bring a mat and sit somewhere so you can move it. But there is this place we mentioned on the London Zoom last night. It's made by Nazar in the Ukraine, very capable devotee. and he's made a site called kirtan.site. Kirtan, then not .com, it's kirtan.site. And there you've got all the kirtans from this 10th edition book, and there you can make it so that you can just have the verses. It makes it easy if you do put up a TV screen or something. You already have everything ready, just have to, someone has to scroll it. Okay, you and I, and you, if you wish, but otherwise, yeah.
No, yeah.
So, Jabi, Bhāi, Bhava Sindhu Para.
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 Tanya Kali Yuge Re Chaitanya Avatara.
Tanya Kali Yuge Re Chaitanya Avatara.
Amara Gorangir Gate Ujana Ke Boy.
Amara Gorangir Gate Ujana Ke Boy.
Karipati Nahi Lage Amani Kharo Hoy.
Karipati Nahi Lage Amani Kharo Hoy.
Hari Namer Sarikhani Shri Guru Kandari.
Hari Namer Sarikhani Shri Guru Kandari.
Sankitana Keroyala Dubaho Pashari. Sab Jiva Udhar Hoylo Premera Batase. Lochana Poriya Roylo Karamera Doshe. Jabi, Bhāi, Bhava Sindhu Para. Tanya Kali Yuge Re Chaitanya Avatara. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri is that site, kirtan.site, and there you got Jabi Bhāi, and you can see here, if you click that, you can make it so it only shows you the text. If you put it on its side, then you can make it so you can quite easily go through and see for everybody.
Good.
And at the beginning, when you first go to that page, okay, go back, then it gives you in Ukrainian, in Russian, the pocketbook, I think, in, oh no, this is, anyway, in other languages other than English. And then you've got the Kirtan Guide, 10th edition, the latest Kirtan Guide, and you've got the pocket guide, which of course is smaller, it's easier to put on your phone, okay? Anyway, the Kirtan Guide is there, and so then you can go there, and then you can find all the things. Okay? Jai Srila Gurudev ki jai,
Jai.
Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai,
Jai.
Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur ki jai,
Jai.
Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Ṭhākur ki jai,
Jai.
Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vāga ki
Jai.
jai, Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Ṭhākur ki jai,
Jai.
Sri Gauranga Sundar ki jai,
Jai.
Sri Giriraj Radha Giridhari Ju ki jai, Jai Navadip Saprika Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Ju ki jai,
Jai.
Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Math ki jai,
Jai.
Shri Navadip Dham ki jai, Shri
Jai.
Navadip Dham Parikrama ki jai,
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Shri
Jai.
Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Shri
Jai.
Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai,
Jai.
and Srila Vrindavan Das Ṭhākur ki jai,
Jai.
Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shrimati
Jai.
Tulsi Devi ki jai.
Jai.
All the assembled devotees online and here and in the recorded version ki jai,
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai,
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Acharya Vrinda ki jai,
Jai.
Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Math ki jai, Shri
Jai.
Chaitanya Saraswat
Jai.
Math London ki jai.
Jai. Jai.
And
So-
today is, oh, Srila Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj's appearance day today.
Jai.
And we know about him from Srila Guru Maharaj, from Srila Gurudev, a very dear godbrother of Guru Maharaj, and he received sannyas from Srila Guru Maharaj presently after the disappearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur. And anyway, you can read some things on the web today, and we've been invited, in previous years, we've been invited to attend the Imlitala temple when I was in Vrindavan. There we have very good relations. Actually, there's good relations with all the temples, basically. And we were invited to go there to participate in their festival, and very happily got the opportunity from the view of, from the understanding, the clean understanding of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev about Srila Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, and was asked, they asked, we know Sanatan Prabhu, our pujari from the beginning of the temple in Vrindavan, Sanatan Goswami and others, the sannyasi there, they said, please you come. And we came, so we did just a little homework from Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, what they've said, and able to say something by their grace. And most of the devotees didn't know so much. No, they know, yes, everyone knows our Guru is great and we are small and we have got their guidance. But it was actually a very beautiful gathering that particular, every gathering is beautiful, but that particular year was very sweet because we really felt that we're able to, by share what Guru Maharaj and Gurudev have said about Bhakti Saranga Goswami, a very special personality. And there's like generic Krishna consciousness or generic Gaudiya Math, but there's also like very personal and specific. And so it is a joy to be in Imlitala.
Is he like the founder of that temple?
Yes, he is the founder of that temple, and under the direction of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur. If you see the walls inside the temple, they have dioramas, and if you go, when you're in the temple, the walls not, well, in the temple, but the walls of the compound wall, the inside of the compound wall. When you're outside, if you start from left to right, you get something of pastimes, etc. And one of the very first ones is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur. And I think it's got a picture like this. is holding his nose, that place of Imli Tala, the tamarind tree under which Krishna would sit, and thinking of Radharani, he would turn golden. And where it's told Mahaprabhu would sit, that same place on Parikrama, and thinking of Krishna, he would turn blackish. So this kind of stories are there, but it is there that Krishna, he sat under that tree. And Guru Maharaj in Premadama Deva Stotram in the songbook also says, here is the origin of Gaura Tattva. When Krishna's thinking, what does Radharani see in me so much? And this place, so it's a very special place. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur, he was unhappy that it was not maintained. And you know that open spaces in India can become dirty and smelly, and for whatever reasons. But the pigs like to go there for good reasons. And anyhow, it's got this diorama of Srila Saraswati Ṭhākur perhaps holding his nose, but certainly it is like, oh, unhappy. Then the development of the temple. And that's where Srila Guru Maharaj would stay when Srila Guru Maharaj would go on parikrama in Vrindavan. Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev would stay there at the Imli Tala temple. And as with many temples, it's been upgraded, modernized, enlarged, improved. But the original temple, it had carved in marble the shlokas of Guru Maharaj about Mahaprabhu's visit to Vrindavan and to Imli Tala. And those are in the magazine size Chaitanya Saraswati book that Sagar Maharaj made here in London. And the photographs of those, they're included within that large book, color photos. That's the book that's got maybe Gujarati and Bengali and Hindi and English.
The Benedictine tree. The Benedictine.
It's like
The
a
Benedictine.
magazine.
Yes, they're like a magazine.
Yeah.
That tree, Maharaj, is that the same
Yeah.
tree?
Well, the tree has, now that it's preserved, so the trunk, the main trunk of the tree going up, it's been covered in some sort of preservative.
Oh, no. We rented, didn't we? That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yes, no doubt.
But it is the same tree, though, isn't it? From 500 years ago.
It may be the same tree or the child of the tree. Will come. It's the place.
And it's very close to our mat. Like
Very close.
2 meters.
It's behind, except for a couple of buildings, but it's right there on our roof.
Yeah,
Then it's the most. It's just there nearby, and the parrots are always coming between that temple and our temple, and here and there.
Yeah.
And of course the Radha Damodar. Anyway, I've got to go.
Yeah.
The Radha Damodar temple
Yeah.
is the closest, but it doesn't have domes, etc. And that's because after the desecration in Vrindavan, then the policy was, we'll keep the temples a little hidden and not advertise where they are, so that if marauders come in, it's not just like an open invitation to, oh, here's our temple. Because the descriptions of the Jamuna, the descriptions of the massacres was that the Jamuna was running red with the blood of the Brahmanas and the devotees who were slaughtered. A major massacre. It wasn't like a little bit of fear that, oh, maybe like a Cold War. It wasn't that kind of thing. It was out and out soldiers going there. And there are descriptions in the history books, independent of Vaishnavism, of what took place. Colonization and going to countries, everything. There's a lot of terrible history. And that's why today, we can all complain about something, but compared with what there has been going on, we've got, as it is at this moment, for those of us generally who are here and together, then it is nothing to complain about, rather so much to be grateful for.
Maharaj,
I know you're very famous for not wanting any praise, but Gurudev would not appreciate if we would not say, show our
Very tricky, very tricky. Okay, so
gratefulness for your pulling us on that transcendental plane, you say, or transcendental journey, like one-pointed, without deviation, the path that our gurus have given to us, and you, by their mercy on you, you pull us in. And yesterday we heard like Saraswati Ṭhākur says the name for Krishna is all love, our all love in the material world also. And you in the material world, you bring us to that aspect of realization of that all love, even in the material world, and of course in the spiritual world. And with your kind, loving heart, you give us that inspiration, and that you're pulling us into that one-pointed transcendental track that without deviation you go on and you pull us with us. And we are so grateful, and we feel very sad that you're going, but in separation we're waiting for you coming back.
Sachidevi, this is your kind, sweet, devotional vision, and you know, we know, we have been with Gurudev, with Guru Maharaj. What is their whole nature? This is what we want to share, to reflect everything. And they were fully genuine, and we must keep our heads out of unfortunate circumstances. We have some choice where we put our consciousness and everything. We must choose the sweet path. And we must gently avoid, if we cannot change some what we can consider unfortunate thinking of others, we keep at a distance. And we all know we are lagu, we are light, and so we can understand where, that others can be influenced in all sorts of ways. But if we find that we're not getting Srila Gurudev and Srila Guru Maharaj, we're not finding that kind of attitude that they're giving, we should, if we cannot think, okay, we try to adjust to what they would consider, as we understand again, and to be the right way to see, to proceed, etc., then we will gently keep a distance from that association. And by the way, in that glorification by Srila Guru Maharaj of Sri Bhakti Svarup Parvat Maharaj, maybe 2 weeks ago or something.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
Then there were many things in that article. And Guru Maharaj, he pointed also out, you could understand from what Guru Maharaj is saying, that there are many challenges for everyone. And he pointed out about Parvat Maharaj. He wanted to make everyone gentle in Krishna consciousness. And those who were going in some other way and doing the things which we're told not to do, that if cannot bring them to the right path, he would give his respect from a distance, and he will continue. And so we also must try to do like that. We have to choose, we have to be conscious where we are going to put our consciousness and keep it out from unfortunate circumstances. And one of the big dangers for everybody, because there are Vaishnavas in the Western world and around and about, and when Srila Prabhupada first came to the West, Guru Maharaj and Gurudev said he was very successful, no doubt empowered by Nityananda, but no one had made Vaishnava aparad because there were no Vaishnavas. But now there are Vaishnavas in the West, and so we must be very careful. We don't even know who is a Vaishnava. Like I say about this town, Muvilomba, which no one's ever heard of except devotees, but it's a town with many people, and you see the customers in the shops with tilak, you see who is at the cash desk with the kantimala. They maybe not wearing dhoti and kota, but you can recognize, oh, they're devotee. You see so many people. And we know there are devotees who don't have kantimala or hanging low down their neck or something. We don't know who is a devotee. We must try to be very careful. As Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur says, as Srila Gurudev says in black and white, his own handwriting, do not criticize anyone. And we must keep out of those unfortunate circumstances and keep ourselves with the nourishment. We got so much good nourishment. So it is only this, and we will try to stay, as Guru Maharaj says, birds of a feather flock together. And we stay happily. And we try to share their mood, share their teaching, and encourage. If I really know, if you like, if you want to say we know, if really everyone, whoever has a steady morning and evening to some degree program of nourishment, of some kirtan, it can be, wherever you are, in Antarctic, in the cabin, as we were said before, and wherever we are, something from back to Narottam Das Ṭhākur, the songs which we sing, and with the translation, something to know of Srila, to read or hear or see from Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada every day, then we're going to get the direction from them. It's not my idea, it's their idea, and we just have to do it. And not think that we are aloof. Oh, I've been a devotee so long, I don't have to do this and this. Everywhere we're seen, we should stay safe, that we are. No, we are down here, we have to do these things. And where these things don't happen, we get all sorts of strange circumstances. We need to bring, but we don't have to worry about others, except we want to do good for them, to steer them like this, in this direction. But we have to consider our own situation and not be looking and judging others. Guru Maharaj also, whether it's recorded as in a book or not, I don't know, but Guru Maharaj told that when this tendency to judge others comes, it implies I am perfect. I am able to judge. But we are not in that position. We don't know what is behind others. We have to look at ourselves and try hard. And this is not my invention. This is what Gurudev and Guru Maharaj are doing. And this is what is our line. It's not we are coming and we are deciding what is a morning program, what is right and what is wrong. We've come to those who know, and we are trying to imbibe that in our life and share those good things with others. As we said the other day, I don't remember his name, Prafula? No. Well, one man, he was asking questions, one question, another question, and about what's difficult in living like this. And I said, well, we first came to the temple, we're living with devotees, we definitely had to make some change, and we're still living with devotees after so many years, and we wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, really, it has to be like that. And you see devotees, you were just with Anjali, how sad she is. She's not living with devotees. So when we've got devotee association, we must treasure it and live in that association in the proper way, not in an improper way. The proper way is being given by our masters. And that doesn't mean just, if we come across a Paramahamsa Vaishnava, we have to learn to be the devotee part of each of us, with nourishing the devotee part of each of us. And Srila Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, all, they are showing us what to do, how to do. So it is them. And we are happy to be with you all. But my body is due to leave in 12 minutes out of the door. So let's see how close we can get to 12 minutes. Jai Srila Gurudev, Ki Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada, Ki Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.